Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexek and thank you for tuning into another video. Now this is the predecessor, the prelude, the episode that before the actual series of the episodes to basically tell you what the series is all about. Episode. Roll the intro. Thanks for tuning into another video, guys. I understand it is nice and windy outside, so please bear with me. I just wanted to get this video out quickly and whatnot. But basically today we are going to be taking a little focus on the amount of cases right here. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is I've bought 5 rigs for $400. Originally supposed to be 300, 3 of them for 400, but they ended up stuffing up. So basically I got 2 for free. And well, it was good either way. So we got these potato cases. We got some decent-ish motherboards, I would guess. I mean, we got a 2500K here, a QD400 here, and then all the way in between. We got a nice 7, first gen i7, so P55, an i5 P55, 75 in the 980 for the i7. Got 12 gigs of RAM. We've got hard drives which are both 3 terabytes, 2 terabytes, 100 gigabytes hard drives. It's awesome. And we've got a bunch of actually decently high-end PSUs, which could add a bit of features I'll talk to you about in a second. But first of all, what I want to do is I want to quickly tell you what the series is all going to be about. We're going to be taking these potato PSUs, cases and PSUs, and potentially motherboard as well, just this motherboard right here. We're going to be doing different things, so we're going to be modding these cases to look high-end gamerish cases, basically. I mean, I'm not going to be pairing them with, you know, super high-end components like an RX, for example, but we're going to be pairing it with an R9 270X and a GTX 750 Ti, which, you know, we kind of want looks to match the type of performance as well. I mean, you know, looks always sell PCs. And then these PSUs as well could get a nice spray paint, and they could also get a nice upgrade when it comes to the cabling. So yeah, so you may be wondering, why do I want to stick with these cases when I can just go to MSY and buy a $50 case, which just looks so much better? And well, fair enough. That's a more than fair enough argument. But I am not an advocator, but I am a person who likes to kind of recycle. I just threw away probably 20 kilograms of just old motherboards, graphics cards, cases, and hard drives, which just were not needed. I went to the e-waste today. Thank fuck, mum and dad took those out because I actually put them in the pile. And as you can see, I've got an electric bike, which fair enough. I mean, it was all new parts, but actually had a new used front wheel, but then that tore out. Anyway, that tore out these things. But either way, I digress. The whole series is fully focusing around these cases and how we're going to basically add side windows to them, RGB, going to make them look a bit more gamer-esque, and well, that's really about it. Then next part of the series was also focused on upgrading power supplies. Now, most shitty power supplies, put it that way, have about 16 to 17 amps on the 12-volt rail, and you could say that's not enough to drive in a single 6-pin. That's fair enough, but you have to remind yourself, the 6-pin, the legendary 6-pin, only requires 6 to 6.5 amps on the 12-volt rail. And calculated these are 16 amps on the 12-volt rail. Usually they actually have 2 12-volt rails, which is actually useful. You can actually go ahead and actually directly solder to the board inside, you know, the board where all the power happens, and give it another 6-pin to run, you know, for example, instead of a GTX 750 Ti, you could run an RX, an R9 290X, for example, or, you know, something slightly more power hungry. And even then, you're still going to be having about 4 amps left over from the power supplier to feed the rest of the PC. And I mean, most CPUs don't really use like 20 bazillion amps. Most of them either way get stepped down to like 1.5 volts, which is 1.1, 1.2 volts, which is usually what the CPU uses. And these power supplies can definitely handle that type of current. I mean, most power supplies can actually go over 100% load. Take what's called Gamers Nexus is the video comparing the efficiencies of them. And I think they ran them up to 120%, and he said there were no issues with them running 120%. I mean, the fans exist for a reason to cool them down, so we really shouldn't have an issue with them. I'll of course do a part of the series dedicated to those, and then we're also going to be doing another part of the series dedicated to just masking motherboards and actually spray painting them, just like my Lenovo one did. Lenovo one worked absolutely fine, no issues whatsoever. The cooling and heating with it is absolutely fine. CPU is absolutely fine. The VRMs are absolutely fine. I mean, I'm not running anything super high-end, but still, everything is pretty much fine, which is really, really, really good. So yeah, now why, like I think I already said why, is because I would like to recycle. I mean, why chuck this, why do I have to go and buy shit from China with the Carolina virus, when I can just go ahead and just reuse stuff and make them just give it new life? Because you could say, well, I mean, you can spend $50 on a case, which can then actually give you, for example, $100 in value to your PC just because of the case. And fair enough to that, but to be completely honest, I prefer to spend 30 to 40, even $50 for one of these cases, because I know these are solid cases, like these are pretty solid, to then actually help and upgrade these cases. Like, why? Why would I give money to them when I can just give money to where it actually belongs? And you could say, yeah, the front looks ugly. That is something we're indeed going to be tackling as well. I'm going to make it breathe, I'm going to make it light. We're just gonna make sure they look good. I'm probably gonna be buying one of those like stencil makers as well. That would be really sick, because then I can actually end up printing like the logos and whatnot. Maybe replace the Shaw with Gigabyte or something. I know it's technically speaking fraud, but I mean, it's a goddamn case. Who cares? Who cares? As long as it looks good, nobody cares. We could even replace all the front panels with plexiglass and fans, for all I know. That's what we could do. It's limitless. Case modding is limitless. Just go see what people did with Dell Optiplexes. They make, Jesus, those Dell Optiplexes, even though they look so business-like, they just look so good when you add the RGB factor and the side panel. Just that alone makes them look so good. So what happens when you go past that? More good stuff happens, which is why I really want to do this. I'm probably going to be converting all of these to top-mounted I/O. I wonder how the fuck I'm going to do that through metal. Plastic should be easy, but metal, how the fuck am I going to do that? I got no clue, but that's what I really want to do. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching. Definitely stay around for that, because I'm definitely going to be bringing you that series. We're going to be working essentially a case at a time, I think. That's how it's going to work. I don't know, it'll probably change. But yeah, so without further ado, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. And well, I'll catch you next time. See you guys.